The Turnpike Sports Book Report is brought to you by BorgataSports.com. Your favorite casino is now your favorite sportsbook. Available anywhere in New Jersey, BorgataSports.com. Sign up at BorgataSports.com using our promo code PIKE, that's P-I-K-E. Make your first wager of $20 or more and you'll get $100 in free bets. That's $100 in free bets when your first wager on Borgata Sports is $20 or more. Get into the action with BorgataSports.com. Must be 21 years or older and in New Jersey to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And welcome to this week's edition of the Turnpike Sports Book Report. We've got a few state and national records to talk about this week for the sports betting industry. We got launches, deals. We've got a whole bunch of different benchmarks to even talk about. We can even close the book on December of 2021 with the last state, Arizona, reporting their numbers for the month. Actually, it was a great month for Arizona again.
Yep.
But we're going to start off right off the bat with a topic that we hadn't had a chance to talk about yet, and that is the situation with Calvin Ridley being suspended for gambling.
Which, I got to tell you, I have no problem with the punishment. I know a lot of people are saying, one season is too harsh, but it was a written rule. He was monumentally stupid for disregarding that rule, and I honestly have no problem with the penalty.
Is it a rule or a policy? I thought it was a policy.
No, it's a written rule.
It's in the CBA, that much I know.
It's a written rule.
Well, I think Calvin Ridley could very well end up being considered like a Pete Rose of the modern NFL because it's an indefinite suspension for real. It's not just a 1 year. He has to reapply in February to get reinstated. And given the fact that he did the dumbest thing.
Look,
right after it came out,
first off,
you don't tweet out, I only bet $1,500 when you know the records are going to show something else. And our friends at Sports Handle dug those up.
Yeah, no, interesting story on Sports Handle. You got the details of it, but look, don't bet on NFL games. Bet on basketball, bet on soccer, bet on baseball. Don't bet on NFL games. If you want to bet, if you need to make a bet, or you feel you want to bet, just don't do NFL games if you're an NFL player.
Well, the CBA is very clear for players. You cannot bet on NFL games. It doesn't matter the amount. It's a zero-tolerance policy there. It's actually interesting that if you think about it, the CBA is harder on employees of the NFL, not just the players.
Well, look,
because the employees can't bet, period.
Yeah, well, I'm hearing a lot of things in the media. Oh, it's, it should have been like a 6-game suspension. The NFL is being hypocritical because they have, deals with sportsbooks and things like that. They have deals with alcohol companies, but, no problem there, but it's ridiculous. It's, I heard an analogy. They have, alcohol sponsors, and there's nothing about alcohol with the players and things like that. And
you mean all those DUI suspensions?
Yeah.
Players?
Well, I don't think
that's kind of a dumb
an alcohol
take right
sponsorship doesn't translate into you can go get arrested for DUI and things like that, and we don't have a problem with that because we have sponsors. No, I mean they have sponsors, and they also have rules, and some of the sponsors you can't partake in.
Well, the one thing I'm kind of curious about, and regarding Ridley's agent, he's very silent on the point, and understandably so. Mm-hmm. The one thing I don't understand is it's a collectively bargained agreement between the players and the NFL. The players accepted the policy, the zero-tolerance policy. Mm-hmm. This was a minimum policy, by the way. He could have been terminated.
Yeah, And the people are saying, the NFL is making an example of him. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
First guy should be the example.
Look, if you're that stupid there's a written rule. If you're that stupid to do something like that, it's just, fine. Would he lose $11 million?
$11 million on what ended up being $3,900 worth of bets.
That's according to Sports Handle.
That's according to Sports Handle. Brett Smiley, great reporting, by the way.
Yeah, very interesting reporting.
Great job on his part to get these numbers. According to his report, Ridley said he only did $1,500. What came out was when Sports Handle did the investigation, a total of $3,900 across 6 separate bets on or including Falcons games.
So that's interesting. So,
Personally, I'd keep an eye on that because he bet every single one of those bets involving the Falcons lost.
Well,
he's not a great bettor for the Falcons.
I guess we should throw in the word allegedly, because I'm sure more information is going to come out, whether it helps them or hurts them. But it's like I said, I mean, people are saying it's too harsh of a penalty. I think it's fine. I think if you're that dumb to do something like that,
going back to the agent, even if Calvin Ridley read the policy and ignored it, the agent should have reinforced it.
Well, look,
I mean, there's a lot of mistakes being happened on the player's side.
Well, we don't know what anyone did or anything like that.
But again, it's a written policy. They accepted it. I'm actually fine with what he did. I'm fine with him betting on other sports too. I don't care if he bets on other sports. He supposedly
that's allowed. I think. Yeah, you just don't bet on NFL games.
The players only NFL games you can't bet on. Yeah. Everything else you can bet on.
Yeah.
So I mean, I wonder how it's phrased. I mean, football is it phrased as football or NFL games? Because if it's football, he can't bet on the CFL. He can't bet on the USFL. Can't bet on anything. Well, it doesn't even say anything about exactly what he could or could not bet on in terms of football in general. I think it's NFL games only.
NFL games. Just don't bet on NFL games.
But he did allegedly did $32,000 worth of other bets on other
according
sports.
to Sports Handle. We want to give them credit for digging it out or whatever.
It's fine. I have no problem with this suspension. Ridley even said he did it, and he just gave the wrong amount.
Well, allegedly gave the wrong amount.
$1,500 versus $3,900.
So we'll see what comes out.
It's going to be constantly evolving, and it's going to be talked about throughout the season because every game is going to have sportsbook ads. They've got those free-to-play games. I'm going to phrase this incredibly crudely. The NFL is going to shove sports betting down your throat every season, every game. Mm. So it's something to keep in mind going forward for other players. But again, this was the test case, and I think the NFL passed with flying colors.
We know the system works because it was detected. So this should be a lesson for all players. They can detect it. The technology is such. Was it geolocation can find anyone anywhere making a bet.
It wasn't geolocation. It was the data. It was Genius Sports who, according to all reports, Genius Sports noticed the infraction, I guess you can call it, and reported it to the NFL, which is the way it's supposed to be done.
Yeah, it works. The system works.
And this was passing grades all the way around for the NFL, in my opinion.
Well,
I don't care about the people who say the suspension was too much.
Look, I mean, I don't know how much the amount is. I'm sure it's going to come out. I don't know what roles anyone or agent or lawyer or whatever had any in it. He probably had nothing to do with it. Who knows? But, it's one of those things where, the system works.
Yes.
The detection works. So if you're a player in the NFL, don't bet on NFL games.
Don't risk your $11 million salary on a couple $1,000s worth of bets, whatever the number was for him. But that was just dumb. He forfeited that salary just by doing that. And, maybe he just didn't think about it. Mm-hmm. And that could have been the case there, too. Mm-hmm. So, but like I said, we didn't have a chance to talk about that last week. Let's move on to some of the state and national records and numbers that we usually talk about here. The AGA, American Gaming Association, released their commercial gaming revenue report for January of 2022.
Great start of the year.
Let me start there first, and then we'll go back to December because it goes into what Arizona had to report. But according to the AGA, the sports betting handle for January of 2022 reached $8.41 billion, nearly doubling year over year from January of 2021. And that's without one or two states reporting their January numbers. That we're all looking at you, Arizona, for that one, because Arizona still is a couple months behind everybody else. Yeah. In terms of December now, let's go back to December before we get into some of the other January numbers. Mm-hmm. Arizona reported their numbers for December. They had a record total handle of almost $500 million.
Wow.
So
that's great.
it's an amazing market that just launched.
Yeah, and great.
I think we mentioned this early in the main Turnpike Sports program when we were talking March Madness. It's going to be interesting to see Arizona's March handle, especially for the Madness. This is the first year they're involved with March Madness.
I would think they'd be top 5. I mean,
I don't know.
I'm going to make a prediction. I think Arizona may be top 5.
It'll be kind of, interesting to see exactly what we have in terms of that
certainly
market.
Close to the top 5.
I think we're going to see record from New York, New Jersey,
Sure.
Illinois. But Arizona is going to be the one to watch. And that December 2021 handle, made it the 6th top state in terms of handle for that month.
Well,
so just to round out the December numbers, with Arizona's December report, December 2021, the national handle was $7.328 billion. Gross gaming revenue of $375 million. Adjusted, when you take out the promos and all the deductions, $259 million, and taxes of $39.85 million for the entire month of December. Mm-hmm. Now, with December closing, we have the entire year of 2021 closing. Year to date the complete year 2021, handle $57.75 billion. Gross gaming $4.3 billion, adjusted gross revenue $3.5 billion, taxes of $562 million. That's an incredible number, the tax number.
Well, look, all these numbers are staggering. A couple of years ago, if you told me these numbers would be generated by the sports betting industry, I thought you would be crazy. But it's absolutely amazing what's happening with sports betting in this country.
It's just a matter of, I think a lot of it has to deal with the convenience of mobile betting.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And any state that has mobile betting is going to outperform states that don't have mobile betting. And there are a couple states still out there that don't have mobile betting. There's a lot of states out there that don't have any kind of gambling whatsoever.
Well, let me tell you something. Even if I'm in a retail sports book, I usually place my bets on my phone. So it's one of those things where, it's just so damn convenient. Even if you're in a retail sports book, I place them on my phone. So, yeah.
Well, we closed out December. Let's go back to January now of this year, 2022.
So we're all done with last year. Everyone reported last year. Okay.
I'm sure there's going to be more numbers coming out for December somewhere along the line. But we have a closure of 2021. We have a closure of December 2021. January, we have Illinois, record handle in January, $867 million handle. They became the third state, joining Pennsylvania and New Jersey, to generate at least $100 million in state taxes from sports wagering. Mm-hmm. So they've hit that benchmark of $100 million.
Well,
only 3 states, New Jersey and Pennsylvania.
That's why states allow sports betting for the tax revenue. So,
also, Illinois was the fastest to that benchmark for taxes. Pennsylvania needed 27 months. Jersey needed 32 months.
Okay.
So that's a little feather in their cap there.
So how many months was Illinois?
21 months.
Oh, okay.
21 months. Going over to Wyoming. We don't talk Wyoming. Wyoming reported a record handle of $13.9 million in January.
I don't know too much about sports betting in Wyoming.
Well, there's mobile and there's...
Oh, they do have mobile. Okay.
Mobile.
All right. Just checking.
So they have a... For what they are, they have a good...
Actually, someone just launched in Wyoming, didn't they?
As a matter of fact, I'll tell you right now.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I saw that in the news. Yeah, someone launched in Wyoming.
FanDuel launched on desktop, Apple, and Android platforms.
Okay.
They're the 15th state for FanDuel, and it's kind of interesting because...
I knew I heard a news story about Wyoming.
Yeah, Wyoming, you don't talk too much about Wyoming, and there's only 3 mobile sports books in Wyoming. I think it's FanDuel, DraftKings, and I believe it's BetMGM.
Okay.
So there's only 3 mobile books there. Looking over at some of the other numbers here, let's see. We've got New York. We always have to talk New York.
Yeah.
Let's do the...
Well, we just start off with New York all the time and just
we
get it over with.
But then you get a rut going. So mobile sports betting in New York has eclipsed $3.5 billion in wagers since January.
Yeah, January 8th they started, right?
Not even a full month in January.
Boy.
Matter of fact, January
they had 3.8 billion?
3.52 billion. That's the exact number.
Billion. Okay.
Here's how it broke down. 1.67 billion in January. That wasn't even a full month. Mm-hmm. 1.53 billion in February.
Wow.
So, but at the end, this is going through to the end of the first week in March. 3.52 billion. That's an incredible number.
Oh, it's absolutely
$121 million in tax revenue. So I guess you can say they're the quickest at $200 million plateau in taxes in terms of state taxes.
You know, one thing I'm very curious about New York with baseball starting, and it's the first year with mobile sports betting in New York. What are the bets going to be like on the Yankees and the Mets and things like that on a regular basis? I'm very curious about that. There was one politician in New York that wanted actual betting in Yankee Stadium in I guess Citi Field too. So
that's legislation.
Yeah, I know that's coming down.
You have
coming down the road.
Pretlow and also
that's it.
Adabo, Senator Adabo, both introduced a legislation to expand the gaming industry even more. They're looking for more mobile books, and the more mobile books you get, they create a sliding scale.
Yeah.
You know, the lower the tax rate goes.
We got to get Senator Adabo back on. He was a great guest before New York had mobile sports betting. I'm going to talk to him after New York got
I have to admit, Adabo nailed everything about the mobile betting industry. He did his homework. He knew exactly what he was talking about, and everything he said came to pass here.
Yeah, no, he did a great job. I mean, he was a tireless fighter to get mobile in New York. I mean, I'm sure New York politicians were tired of seeing their citizens drive over to New Jersey and get New York money. So
the GWB casino.
Yeah. So no, good for him.
Well, New York is now 1 and 2 in terms of historic handles, monthly handles.
Okay.
Again, I just said the two numbers. January was what did I say? January was 1.67 billion. February was 1.53 billion. That's 1 and 2 in history.
All right.
So they've already changed history.
Yeah, I know. What I think Jersey's in third place.
Yes, Jersey is third place.
1.3.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even a close.
It was
third.
actually the January numbers. I think it was.
So
that did the 1.3.
Yeah. So
also regarding New York, they now have 2 sports books that have crossed the $1 billion handle mark.
Mm-hmm.
We have FanDuel New York was the first. Caesars just crossed it.
Wow.
And we now also have another $1 billion watch. It's DraftKings. Their numbers right now,
they got to be close.
At 850 million.
Okay, yeah, they're close. They'll probably break it this month.
Yeah.
Would you think? Yeah.
I would think so.
They still have that crazy 51% tax rate, too, for operators. That might change, I guess.
Well, that was the new legislation Pretlow and Adabo both introduced in their respective House and Senate to reduce the tax rate by introducing more and more books.
Yeah, that's
which
a great
actually
idea.
is not a bad idea.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Let's move on to a couple launches.
Okay.
We have Caesar Sportsbook launching a horse racing app with Naira Bets.
Oh, all right.
I like Naira Bets.
Oh,
Naira Bets is great. They're everywhere. And the Caesars Racebook will be available in the spring, and it will utilize the Naira Bets betting platform, and they're going to have over 250 tracks in the system from around the world for people to bet on.
So where will this be available?
That's a good question.
Okay, so we don't know yet.
We don't know yet.
Okay, good.
I would assume wherever sports betting is legal and Caesars has an operating license, you're going to see this app.
Okay.
Because I know BetMGM also has a racing app with Naira Bets. That has not launched
because
yet.
I'd love to take advantage of that. So I hope it comes to New Jersey.
I've never done online horse race betting.
No, I have not either.
I'm dying to try it.
There's a place we went to in Massachusetts that it's not Naira Bets, but it's
It's Hollywood.
Hollywood
Casino.
They have an app or something.
It's Plainridge.
Yeah, Plainridge.
Yeah,
I keep calling it Plainview.
Well, I don't know where Plainview comes from.
I don't know why, but it's Plainridge, Massachusetts.
The casino is Plainridge.
Yeah.
The town is Plainville.
All right, the town is Plainville.
Right.
The casino is Plainridge.
Right.
Which is in Plainville.
Right.
Okay.
Well, when the horse track was built,
it
was built on a ridge.
Okay.
They called it Plainridge.
All right.
So, but it's in Plainville, Massachusetts, and it's part of Penn National Gaming.
Okay.
Matter of fact, last time I was in there, if I remember correctly, they had all Barstool logos.
Yeah, no, it's Penn National, and they have a deal with Barstool, and of course, David Portnoy is from Massachusetts, so that's a great combination up there. So,
well,
we saw the logo everywhere.
Let me tell you, if Massachusetts ever passes sports betting, and by the way, from reports up there, a lot of
close.
A lot of the elected officials are very, very upset with the president of the Senate and
Yeah.
a few other members because they don't care. They don't want to deal with it.
I
They
mean-
have something that they have something in mind that they want in return for sports betting, but they're not saying anything.
It's very, I mean, and I know Massachusetts is really ready for sports betting. I mean, we were with it's in Everett, the Encore Boston Harbor
Yes.
Casino. I mean, they are ready to go. I mean, they actually have windows ready, just waiting for people to sit behind there and accept bets. So they're ready to go. They're at the starting line. They just have to wait till legislation passes.
Well, real quick, couple other launches to hit. Arkansas launched their online sports betting industry last week. Betley was the first one to launch. They actually had it on a computer. Then it was quickly followed by an Android version. No word on when the Apple version's coming out. Caesars launched in Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, Illinois dropped their in-person registration requirement last
Good.
week as well. So that's going to be kind of an interesting boost to that economy there.
Nevada still has it, though, right?
Yes, Nevada still has it.
Crazy.
Tennessee, the Sports Wagering Advisory Council, or SWAC, as it's abbreviated,
Swack.
they voted to approve Ballybet, Superbook, and Betley to all launch in the state. So there's going to be 10 mobile sports books in the Tennessee market.
Not familiar with Betley.
That's Delaware North.
Okay.
They actually had issues. That was the one they created when Delaware North's first online sportsbook had issues with MyOmni.
Okay.
It got shut down, and so Betley is their new app.
Okay. All right.
Let's go to a couple deals for the last few minutes we have for this week's Turnpike Sports Book Report. Ontario Lottery and Gaming has announced a partnership with the National Hockey League.
Okay.
This is the league's first official sports betting, the NHL's first partnership with a sports betting operator in the country, in Canada.
So when we're talking about, the online in Ontario, we're looking at April 4th, right? Did I get
for
that?
for the
date?
private ones? For the private ones.
Okay, that's the date everyone's circling on their calendars.
Right.
So-
That's when the points bets, the scores, those guys launched.
Yep.
Right now, the lotteries, the ones in the lottery, the lotteries in the provinces are up and running.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time the NHL is doing a deal with that. So you're going to see NHL logos, trademarks. You're going to see signage for the Ontario Lottery in NHL games that are going to be happening in that province. That's the type of deal. This lottery also has a deal with the NFL, so you're going to see stuff like
okay.
that on Canadian broadcasts for the NFL. All that. Genius Sports announced a data engagement and integrity partnership with the Mid-American Conference, the MAC.
Okay.
The MAC is the first conference to strike a deal like this, and they're going to get the entire suite of data collection, tracking, fan engagement, marketing solutions that Genius has to offer.
Great.
Basically, what Genius offers the NFL, they're giving to the MAC.
Okay.
BetMGM made history when they signed the first active professional sports player. It was the NHL reigning MVP, Connor McDavid.
Yep.
Kind of a interesting move by them, the first ones. And now with the new...
See, I think that's going to be a trend now. I think
with
they're going
the
to
new-
go after active players.
Well, you got to have it available in the CBA. The new CBA for baseball will allow active players to do this. It never did before.
Which is great.
So I don't know if the NFL has... I don't think the NFL has that in their CBA. Probably the next one will include that.
Probably not.
No.
After the week they've had, no, probably not.
888 received a new iGaming license in Ontario. Ontario is
It's Canada, man. Look, it's
Ontario.
It's
That's going to
amazing,
be
you know?
really interesting portion of Canada, the province there. Sport Radar announced a partnership with Bowl Season to become its official partner starting from the 2022-2023 season. The Sport Radar will act as an advisor to the organization as it explores sports betting as a source of revenue and also responsible gaming. And so we'll see some more Sport Radar logos at some of the bowl games.
okay.
Sport Radar is also going to sponsor the bowl season's annual meeting. I did not know it was this complicated to run bowl season.
Oh yeah,
These annual meetings,
incredible.
integrity, all that.
Yeah.
Ellis Game Technology also extended its deal with the Isleta Resort and Casino in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Ellis Game is also the guys who are going to be running the book in Ocean Casino Resort in New Jersey.
I can't wait for that.
So they're
I love the
they're
book
building
right
the
now
new-
in Ocean.
They're
resort.
they're building a brand new book for them, and it's
Can't
going to
wait.
be run by Ellis Technologies. It's also going. Ellis is the platform. The guys running it is going to be U.S. Bookmaking,
Okay.
which is owned by Ellis.
Okay.
So that's it for this week's Turnpike Sports Book Report. If you've been watching on TV, the news ticker running below, scrolling across the screen, has additional news stories. We've also got even more news stories in the print version that's going to publish on the Turnpike Sports blog, turnpikesportsradio.com. Click on the blog button. You'll see the print version there after the book report is published, audio and video-wise. And please just keep the news stories coming in, info@turnpikesportsradio.com, and we'll be sure to include you in future book reports.
And that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike.